So I'm playing Sweet Home Alabama and I'm like, oh no, here it comes. Like it should be played because I know that song. And so I'm fighting the drummer. I'm pushing the singer back. You know, I mean, like I'm like dragging them like rocks uphill. You know, they announced me and they're like, oh, we've got Kevin McLoughlin on stage with us tonight.
Kevin.
The guy looked over at me and he goes, oh, that was so authentic.
That was lovely.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to remind you that no AI engines were harmed in the making of this episode. This is Kevin McLoughlin and
Paul Robertson.
This is the Riffs and
Not AI Rhythms Podcast.
Yes, you can tell by the insane realism that we have going on here.
Mm-hmm. These are real wrinkles and gray hair and all that goes with it.
Yeah, if this was AI generated, I would look a lot more like somebody who looks better than
Kevin the Barbarian. I think I've seen that picture.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. I do. I've got a picture of me.
Cue up the
Kevin McLoughlin Barbarian.
You need the horns, man. You need the helmet with the horns.
Oh, there you go. Getting all horny with it. And we are lucky enough to have back for a second week in a row the one and only Mr. Ed Berrios.
Turn it up.
Sorry.
That's right.
What? we already were starting. Yeah, so again, if you're a Patreon member, you got a chance to see some of the fun conversation we just had before
We've been actually conversating, as the kids say.
Hearing about Ed's stories in the UK and travel and trips and so forth. So we won't get too much into it because that's for exclusive content.
The UK is cool, though. And we still have Tracy and I, when we're driving, we still, when we're going through a tight spot, every time we went through a tight spot, I'd be like, she'd be losing it. Like literally losing it, because when you're in the opposite side and you're driving through those country roads, it feels like your head is up in the hedge while you're driving.
Oh, please.
Yes, and so she's like all wiggy and stuff, and then a car would be coming, we'd be trying to get by, and I'd be like, oh, we got inches, there's plenty of room.
When the rental that I returned, was because, you got left-hand side, and through some of the little country areas, those sidewalks, those curbs are high. And so if you get a little bit close, my wife, she's freaking out because you got hedges like right here, right on the window. And it's like, it's normal. This is how they drive. Well, the rim, I've hit those curbs so bad that rim, when it went back on that front tire, when I returned to rental, that rim was chewed up, man. It was terrible. So I bring the car back and I go, Marilyn, don't say anything, okay? Just see if he finds it, okay? Because I'm gonna have to pay for it, okay? And I don't mind, but
Decent rim nowadays.
It's a rental.
$800.
It's a rental. I should expect this, but no, they shouldn't. So anywho, he's looking around. He walks around the car, check for dings, and all of a sudden, then he stops. He looks at the tire and he looks at it. Goes to the rest of the car, and then he comes back and he looks at it again, and I go, I think we're cooked, Marilyn. I think we're cooked. And you're okay to go.
Nice. He's like, oh, another one of those American drivers.
Fine. Okay.
It sounds like Clark Griswold in European Vacation. He just totally trashed that car.
It was a nice little car too, man.
Well, tell me if you had this issue. We flew into Gatwick, right? We picked up a rental car.
Right.
And everything about the roadways there is smaller. So the cars are smaller.
Cars are smaller, for sure.
The parking spots are smaller. Like if you weighed more, like if you're any bigger than us, like you would never even be able to open the door enough to get out of the car. You'd have to roll out the window because you can only open the door this far before it hits the car next to you. Right? So here I am, I'm getting in this car and we watched a bunch of videos of people driving so I could get used to the look of it. Right? So that was before we got there. So I'm in this parking lot, and I realized that most vehicles don't even have the turning ratio to get out of this parking lot. Like we're done. Like we need to call a driver. And she's like, "Well, I can drive." I'm like, "No, we're not doing that." So I ease out of this parking spot, and lo and behold, we were riding in an MG, little SUV MG. They're smaller than the normal SUV. It's more like a Honda Civic, but it compared to all the cars there, it looked like a full-size Bronco from the 70s.
What was that restaurant where they had the memorial show for Scott?
That was Heartfest.
Was it? No. Scott Benj?
Yeah.
That was
on the edge, wasn't it? Or on the side of the river,
Yeah.
the north side of the bridge.
That is Sailor's Return.
Yeah, Sailor's Return. So when I parked there to go to that show, I had the same problem. I couldn't get out once I parked. I had to wait for people to, like, they overfilled the parking lot.
Yeah.
I guess. I had to do, like a 13-point turn to get out because I'm wedged in weird. Or it's, like, tight. I'm not wedged in weird, but it's tight. And I had to, like, scoot out a little bit at a weird angle, go forward, scoot back, go forward, scoot back. And I had to do this back and forth until I could nudge my way out without hitting another car.
So you didn't do a K turn, you did an XYZ turn.
Yeah, I did the whole alphabet.
Yeah. No, but then you get to the first intersection, you go out on the road, and you're used to looking for cars, and they're coming from over there.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Well, the worst things were the roundabouts, man.
Oh, yeah, the roundabouts. They got roundabouts in the size of Connecticut.
So it's not like our roundabouts here?
Oh, they go from literally a couple of city blocks down to like a little spot painted in the center of the intersection and a couple of arrows.
Oh, so like in the movie, like European Vacation. Look at Big Ben Parliament.
So confusing. Okay, you go around these things, it's like, oh crap. You may go around a couple of times before you.
That's what happened.
You typically have to change lanes. They're 3 lanes wide. These things.
That's why he never got
usually
over,
have to change lanes, and it's like,
Big Ben Parliament.
It wakes you up. Okay.
oh yeah, you are definitely on alert.
Yeah. Huh.
No falling asleep.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
It doesn't matter how tired you are.
Nope.
And you know what the thing that I did? We're driving on the M25, right? And I'm in the slow lane to stay out of all traffic. Well, in England, that's a fast lane. Everybody's like,
Exactly. Exactly. Their
opposite.
left lane is the slow lane.
everything's mirrored there.
Right.
So I'm like wondering, like, wow, these English people are assholes.
You know what was really great in Ireland?
But it was me. I was the asshole driving slow in the fast lane.
In Ireland, if you're driving and you have GPS on, okay, it was great until the instructions were coming in Gaelic. Okay. I mean, that right there makes you very cautious.
Get on the correct side, you half a ferryman.
It just does. Okay.
Oh my God, that's
You
funny.
tend to drive very defensively at that point.
Well, did you have the angry English woman telling you what to do when you are over the speed limit?
No, I didn't get her.
I had that in my car.
Did you really?
Every 10 seconds, you are
that
over
would-
the speed limit.
That would freak me out.
Go through the roundabout. Oh, it's crazy. And we couldn't figure out how to shut her up. We were pressing every button, the car would go away.
Margaret Thatcher, please be quiet.
Yeah, like,
So
leave me alone, you English woman.
Ed, how about music?
This is a music podcast.
It was.
Tracy's yelling at me like, I'm like, I can't drive with this judgy English woman telling me what to do. Make it stop.
So far, it was like AAA travel advice or something. Okay.
Yeah. How many guitar players does it take to get in and out of a car in England?
Oh man, no, I have not enjoyed this UK shenanigans that you guys are talking
You
about.
gotta go. You
No,
gotta go.
I
You have
This guy is 100% Scottish genetically.
Oh, you
Have
gotta go,
Have you
man.
ever even been there?
So no,
Yeah,
no.
What the heck is wrong with you,
Don't give me
man?
shit because you've never been to Ireland either. Okay, so
Well, I got to give you a hard time for something. At least I've been to the UK.
okay. No, nobody really wants ever to go to the UK, right?
It honestly, all kidding aside, it weighs on me that I know that I've got hundreds of generations of ancestors rolling around in their grave because I went to England before I went to Ireland. I mean, I could tell it's happening as we speak.
Look, going to Epcot it does not count. Okay.
Oh no,
No,
dang
no.
it! What if I go to Irish Kevin's in Key West? Will that help?
Maybe
I've been there.
At least your name. It's it's in
Yeah,
your name,
I mean,
right?
it's
Yeah.
close. It's only like 23,000 miles away.
But yeah, so Ed is back on the podcast here, and again, this is what we always talk about the show is that the folks come in and guests come in and hang out with us, and it's a band hang, musician hang, show camaraderie kind of thing, and this is kind of stuff we would hang after a practice or gig or rehearsal. We're shooting the shit and enjoying each other's.
Let us talk about music. So Ed,
Yeah.
fill us in on some of your musical influences,
Oh.
guitar-wise.
Guitar-wise, okay. I mean, for me, nothing was a bigger revelation than Jeff Beck. I mean, I remember. I remember being turned on to the Beatles, '62, I guess, when they did the Ed Sullivan Show and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was a life-changing event for a ton of people.
It was, and it just solidified the idea that I want to be a musician, okay, or I want to be able to play, okay. And then they had 3 shows at a time. I remember Ed Sullivan booked them for 3 weeks at a time. So, and that kind of like, whatever.
So the Beatles were on 3 episodes in a row? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what they did back in the day.
You mean
They
you
were
could go ahead and record multiple episodes at one sitting and no one will ever figure it out?
I really don't know.
Who
if
would
that's
do
how
that?
That sounds so weird.
Who would do that in this day and age?
What a-
Nobody would do that.
they were cheating.
They were.
That's not fair.
Okay.
Anyway,
So that thing was like really a mind blower. And especially when, in our family, you would go to house parties. We would play a lot of Latin music and stuff like that. But the Beatles were always a big deal. I mean, in the middle of all this, rock and Spanish music and Latin music, man, they'd throw on Rubber Soul. They'd throw on Meet the Beatles, and they would just go nuts. And so to see them on the show and stuff like that was like really kind of cool. And then after that, it was kind of like a friend of mine turned me on to the Yardbirds, and when they came out with the Rave Up album, okay, and that was it, okay. I go, whoa, okay. Songs like Over, Under, Sideways, Down,
yeah.
right, Hot House of Amogarashet, okay, something like that. It was just like a bizarre song, and then all the rave ups, because they called them rave ups when they were jamming and stuff at the end and going crazy. They were all raves. Okay. And I go, this is fantastic. Okay. And I was just like blown away. Then after that came the Truth album. And that was it. Rod Stewart, Nicky Hopkins, Ronnie Wood. Okay. Just, and I mean, it was brutal, okay? And it was more the attitude than anything else. And that's what I liked about rock, was the attitude and the aggressiveness of when Jeff played. That led me into listening to I listened to a lot of folks, man. I had a lot of love with Eric Clapton, Alvin Lee, okay? Alvin Lee, Ronnie Montrose, Earl Slick. I mean, these guys were all rockers to me. Leslie West was a big influence. Okay. I saw Leslie West about several times, not only with Mountain, but also when he did the West Bruce and Lang.
The Round Mound of Sound.
Oh, dude, it was so freaking loud. It was like ridiculous. But they were great. His tone on his guitar was just so
Single pickup Les
fat.
Paul Jr.
Dude, it was like oh my God.
Yeah, and Marshall cranked.
Marshall cranked. Okay. And I loved all the British stuff that came down. I mean, it wasn't just the Beatles. I mean, I was listening to, Hermit's Hermits, Jerry and the Pacemakers, Freddie and the Dreamers. Some of these are American bands. Dave Clark Five, for instance, was an American band. The Animals, okay. Zombies, okay. Rory Gallagher, okay. Irish though, right? And these things were just blowing my mind. Jimmy Page, Led Zeppelin, all that stuff. When Led Zeppelin 1 came out, I was in a music store and it put it on the radio and it just like, where's that album? You bought it. Okay. It was so different. Okay. And I grew up around all that rock stuff. Now, at the same time, when I was growing up, there's a lot of R&B. Okay. Lived in Brooklyn, lived in the projects. And a lot of the music that covered the airways were, bands obviously like the Temptations, the Four Tops, but I would love bands like Archie Bell and the Drells. You ever listen to Archie Bell and the Drells? Find it on YouTube, Archie Bell and Drells, a song called Tighten Up. Okay. And it was just a song that just grooved. Okay. There was a band that used to play and rehearse at a local movie theater that was just right down the block from us. And they would, at times, through the stage door, they let the kids come in because they like to play for the kids, right? So there were about 15 of us, right? We're like 8 years old, 9 years old. And these guys were like listening to Booker T and the MGs, okay? You had a guy on keyboards, drum, bass, the whole thing. But the guitarist had this beautiful, and this stuck with me, a red Telecaster. And he was just
Imagine that. And what is your main act on stage? Is
right
a
now
red
it's been a red Telly.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's been this red Telecaster. And he would play like all this, all this very cool little licks, just like they would do, with that band, with the band that played Green Onions and all that. Oh man, they were just incredible. And he would ask kids, "Did you like that song?" And they were like, because what they wanted to do is that they wanted to have the kids enjoy the music and hopefully be inspired to play music. So they were very giving like that because they were older than us. They were, in their teens.
They were like
teens,
11 or
whatever.
12.
We were like, 11 to 12. No, they weren't. Okay, they were older.
Okay.
So growing up through that, listening to other guitar players, I don't know. There's a ton of them. Did I write them down? I think I did.
Oh,
He's got his Cliff Notes here.
Cliff Notes.
Bullet points.
Oh, you got Alvin
For the win.
Lee. You got Johnny Winter. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Kossoff from Free. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Okay. That guy was it. Okay.
Yeah,
that
groundbreaker.
vibrato that he had, forget about it. Okay. Terry Kath. Chicago.
Oh, yeah. The legendary solo on 25 or 6 to 4, man. That guy was a monster.
Seeing him live, okay, was an incredible experience.
Another Telecaster player.
And it's the reason why I ended up putting in because I have an original 68 Telly, and I put in a humbucker in the front because of Terry Kath. Okay, I've since swapped it out, but that was a reason for putting that.
That was the thing, yeah.
That was a thing,
Back in the day when we used to take instruments that were worth $300 at the time and hack them up and redo them, and they would have been worth $1 million, but they're only worth $400,000 because that's what we did to them.
Jimi Hendrix was mind blowing. Okay, as you know, that's the effect he had on everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, and then bands, like what Mountain, Cream, even some obscure bands. Okay, like there's this band out there called Aum, AUM. They only lasted very short, but they sucked, but they were great. Okay, you know what I mean? They stunk, but they were great at the same time. Okay.
Like a puppy that's so ugly it's cute.
That's it. Okay. And so, you live through these things. I played in a golden oldies band when I was like 18. It was a band called Reparata and the Delrons. And they would do these golden oldies shows, and they had a single a while back, Whenever a Teenager Cries. Okay. And they needed a guitar player, so I went and I auditioned, and I didn't know, and I ended up getting the gig. But we ended up doing these shows where they get picked up by, in a limousine by these, DJs and stuff that they had on the radio and shit. Like this guy name was Clay Cole. Okay. And he would go do these showcases, and we'd be there. All of a sudden, I'm playing with Little Anthony and the Imperials. I'm not playing with them, but they're on the bill.
Sharing the bill.
Little Anthony, the Belmonts. Okay.
Oh, wow. Heavyweights in the
Chubby Checker.
era. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm 18. I'm meeting these people, Chubby Checker and all this other shit. Blows your mind. Okay. And then from there, I did a couple of recordings with the band that called Rocket J Space, and we ended up working with a writer. Her name was Shelley Prinz, and she wrote the music to Green Tambourine and Rice is Nice for the band The Lemon Pipers back in the day. Okay. So that whole psychedelic thing was part of this thing too. We listened to Jefferson Airplane. We listened to a number of other artists that came out of Haight-Ashbury and all that stuff. And then, as you get a little older and you form band, you start to go back to your rock roots. So you listen to the Rascals, and you listen to Grand Funk Railroad was a big deal. We did a lot of Grand Funk Railroad stuff, and that was like really, really cool because we had a 3-piece. We'd play, I would sing, when I had a voice, and we did like all these songs that like nobody else would do. We actually won a battle of the bands against a band that was playing, Hush by, Deep Purple with the big Hammond B3. And the only reason that we won it is that because we ended up playing All Right Now that just came out on the radio about a week ago by Free. So we did All Right Now. Next thing you know, we won the battle of the bands. Okay?
There's a tip there.
And then I hooked up with, I made contact with the drummer that back in the day. We haven't spoken in centuries. And he had an article, and he sent me a copy of it. So I have that at home, and I got it framed and that kind of stuff that talked about the band, and we did how we won the battle of the bands and all. So that was really great. I had a band with 2 singers, a female singer and a guy singer, and we would do songs that were playing at the day. We had some Smith songs in there, with some Creedence in there. We did a bunch of stuff like that. And from there, I did that Reparata. She went into the studio, so we did a couple of studio things with her, some demo tapes. She was a singer for that band, that Golden Oldies thing. Mm-hmm. And so she needed demos because she was auditioning for a spot, okay, as a backup singer for a guy that was coming up and writing songs and shit. So she calls me up one day. She goes, "Ed, man, I made it. I'm going to be in this like band, and I'm going to be a backup singer. And he writes really great songs, and I think it's going to go places, but he needs a guitar player." Okay. I really wasn't sure. If I had a good relationship with her or not. And so I said, nah, I'm going to pass. Okay. Son of a bitch. Turns out to be Barry Manilow, who she was singing for.
You could have been Barry Manilow's guitar player.
Oh man!
And the band that he formed around her, because
he writes the songs that make the whole world sing.
They do, okay, and he's still around. Okay,
yes.
So she ended up being part of his backup singer act, and he tried to market them as Lady Flash, which was kind of like a response in a way to what
The Ronettes or something.
No, there was another band that was out there.
Name your girl backup singers.
I
Flash.
can't-
That requires
you know,
responsibility, right? Do they? Is this one of their dance moves?
Huh? But there was a response to other bands that were out there with backup singers and that kind of shit.
Yeah, Ed's more oriented down towards the lower unit.
That's so funny.
He gets the beef shots and not the flashes.
The beef shots. That was a great
Check out
show,
the last episode for the reference, please.
you know. So basically, you know, what can I say? You know, you're influenced by all these things, but they weren't influenced to the point that you sat down and you kind of like learned them to the extent that you dissected the songs and you learned them. For me, it was more of an emotional experience. Okay. And what I took away from it was, you know, what can you do emotionally with your guitar? Because I wasn't a fast player. Okay. And I'm still not. Okay. I was a little faster in the day, but not so much now. And so the whole thing was about expressiveness. What can you do with a few notes that makes it sound good? That's what I learned from a Leslie West. Okay. And that's what I learned from Jeff Beck too. If you ever listen to him and basically watch what he does, you know, he's very compact when he plays. He's not all over the board. His hands are not. He's here. And here he'll find 5,000 notes to play. Okay, which is, but what it taught you is melody, okay? And it's better to kind of like do this, that, and the other thing as opposed to doing a bunch of stuff, okay? And to me, I gravitated more towards that kind of playing as opposed to, you know, what people would consider today like a shredder doing all sorts of like arpeggios and sweep picking and all sorts of stuff like that. But I guess over time, some of that stuff kind of like sunk in, okay? I still find myself trying to learn, trying to do stuff, you know, trying to be better, okay? But I never really quite reached that level like a Jake, for instance, you know, he can just rip all over the place, throw in all these scales and all this other shit. I'm a little bit more not that, okay? But it's been very satisfying. Okay. You know, I feel good about it, you know, and I like playing with other people and I like, you know, doing that kind of stuff. But I think the influences are very important. They ingrain themselves in you one way or another, either here or here. Okay. And here. Okay.
So Ed, let me ask you then. So obviously some amazing music to grow up and listen from, and then hearing you. And again, a lot of people have a very similar how important the Beatles are to music. That I think some realize, some probably don't realize or appreciate is like what the Beatles caused, or like whether it was Elvis, the Beatles, as you mentioned, then Led Zeppelin. You know, it was like this next thing that people just might like, what is this music?
Right.
So, is there anything today? Music today that's got your ear that's like, yeah, I really like what's going on here. You know, notwithstanding, notwithstanding, your music with Jake and so forth, but is there somebody else out there that you're tied into and saying that's some pretty different stuff? Or
well, who I like listening to these days are obviously I like to listen to Joe Bonamassa because I think he's very creative. Okay. I also like listening to Joe Satriani. Okay. You know, I think Steve Vai to a certain extent, but I like Satriani because he's very melodic. And you know, all of his songs are constructed around a song. Okay. Not vocals, but it's a song, and then he'll riff around it and that kind of stuff. So I think that he is somebody worthwhile listening to. I like a lot of the younger players, man. I like Derek Trucks a lot. Okay, and Tedeschi Trucks.
It's hard to call him a younger player now. I mean, as the new kid in the Allman Brothers, he was only in the band for 20 years.
But everybody's younger than me, so as far as I'm concerned, you guys are younger than me, so I don't care. You know, everybody's younger than me. You know, again, I mentioned Marcus King. Okay, you got to listen to Chris Buck with Cardinal Black. Okay, his new band that's up and running. There are some bands out there that sound like they're just like Led Zeppelin. Okay, I can't name them, but you can find them out there.
The most obvious one is Greta Van Fleet.
Greta Van Fleet,
yeah.
but now they seem to have fallen apart, I think. And there's some others that are out there now that are even have the look. Okay, the front guy and stuff like that, and they starting to even the clothing, it kind of like retro.
The 60s is back,
You know,
fashion wise.
but they're bringing some energy and that kind of stuff to the whole thing, which is like really cool. Kingfish, I think he's a marvelous player. Eric Gales, okay, is a tremendous player. I mean, if you ever listen to Eric Gales, man, it blow your mind.
he's
That
great.
Guy's nuts. okay?
Crazy. Upside down and backwards.
You know, I like Samantha Fish. Okay. Anna Popovic, I really like her too. And she's changed up a lot too. She's gone from strictly blues to kind of like being more in an R&B kind of groove, which is it fits her, you know. Nice band, horns and all sorts of stuff. I think it'd be kind of cool. But yeah, there are a lot of musicians out there right now. But I would suggest go back and listen to some of the other bands that were in the past, you know. Seek out, you know, not just the Led Zeppelins of the world, you know, but seek out somebody like Rory Gallagher, seek out Gary Moore. I mean, Gary Moore, to me, Gary Moore. I mean, you know, I used to play in a band. I used to do one of his blues songs. Yeah, a lot of the stuff escapes me, but Gary Moore is one of those unique players. I
Still
think.
got the blues for you. He did
Still
that
got the blues.
albums.
That's
Yeah, that was. But
know.
I like his old stuff too, like "Victims of the Future" and
Yeah.
"Shapes of Things." And this great stuff.
you know, James Gang.
James
Okay,
Gang,
listen, with-
"Walk Away,"
with Joe Walsh,
Funk
okay?
49.
Funk 49, and some of the other stuff that he created. You know, I loved Journey. Okay, I thought they had some cool songs. Triumph. Okay,
Triumph is on tour.
I heard.
So cool.
Okay,
Welcome back, Rick.
I mean, Triumph. I mean, come on, man, check it out, man.
Magic
Triumph.
Power.
I mean, they're the Dixie Dregs. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Steve
Morris.
Morris.
Is amazing.
Okay.
Amazing.
I mean, I love listening to that. I love listening to. I love listening to Billy Cobham. Okay.
Wow, he's awesome.
You know, I used to listen to Grover Washington Jr., sax player. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in a band. We played his song "Strawberry Moon." Very
Dave
cool tune.
Dave Koss. Okay.
Dave
on
Koss,
sax.
yeah.
He's really good. There was an obscure guitar player that I really like and haven't been able to find any disc on him lately. It's a guy named Tropez. And damn, I got to keep looking and see if I can find any of his old songs and stuff like that. Hiram Bullock. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hiram Bullock is a guitar. Oh man, please. I comped one of his covers. Okay. He did a cover of a Temptation song, and it just, you know, awesome stuff. Okay.
So
And
many amazing guitar players.
there
out
just
there.
is, you know, right now you got Matteo Macuso, okay,
Yeah.
who's like ripping it. Okay. Who's the other guy, man? There's just so many players out there. They're there. Okay. And they're killing Robert, John, and the Wreck
Oh, I love those guys.
today.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're going to pick a band right now, they are smoking, and we've become friends with them ever since the cruise that we did.
Yeah.
And they're coming to Kravitz on March
Are they?
on March 1.
Where are they
Yeah.
from?
California,
California. Yeah.
you know. And they're just like friggin' awesome. And we did a show with them. We opened for them in West Virginia last year at the Snowshoe Festival. And they were just like fantastic. We hung with them, which was great time. And they are now managed by the Joe Bonamassa machine.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're booked they do a lot of stuff in Europe too. They teamed up with a company out there, and they do a European tour for like 2-3 months at a time.
It's awesome. Call me. I'll go play.
But they are badass. Okay.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
are. Great band.
Blackberry Smoke.
Blackberry Smoke is one of my favorite bands.
Okay. I mean, come on. I mean, you there's just so much good music out there. Okay. It's overload. Okay.
So we touched a little about this last week, Ed, in talked about technology and so forth. And you've got the history and some of the biggest names, bands you were influenced by in the 50s, 60s, and so forth, 70s. What's your thoughts about where the music is going? Right, and we've had a lot of debate or a lot of conversations with a lot of guests in the past about AI, music, technology. AI is not necessarily going to be replacing performances yet, right? But it might be replacing. And I know there's already a lot of backlash on this already. Some guarding against.
Did you already forget about Hatsune Miku? That's
I
an AI
did.
performance.
Whatever that. What is that?
I'll show you later.
Okay. So yeah,
It's a Japanese thing.
So I guess we probably did forget then.
Well, and, if you're a Kiss fan, they introduced their AI avatars at their last
Right.
show, right?
Yeah.
Well, I thought things were changing kind of, in a different direction when you started having big festivals and you had a DJ that all of a sudden you have 30,000 people dancing and it's a guy spinning records. Okay. Now it's more than that. I get it. It's technology, it's lighting, it's mood setting, it's all of that.
Good drugs.
It could be that. Okay.
Yeah, couldn't be that.
But at the end of the day, technical wise, that's a lot of wires and levers to pull, and I give them credit for that. But it's not a band playing. Okay, it's records. Okay, and so I thought that was pretty interesting. I go, wow, people will go to a big stadium with 30,000 other people and it sits shoulder to shoulder to dance to records. Okay. A club environment, I get it, but a stadium, is that okay? So
There's a lot of DJs that are talented DJs, great mixers, doing improv with mixing different sounds together, and it took me a while to recognize the fact that there was actual talent going on there, but I understand what you're saying.
I don't diss them. Okay, it is what it is. I mean, things change, and I get it, but where music is going, right now everybody's, all the money's dominated by the whole pop industry.
Right.
Okay. You got You got 15 writers that write most of the songs that are getting billions of streams out there. And they're writing for who they're writing for. They're writing for the Taylor Swifts and all of a sudden of the world. And that's where they're concentrated. Okay.
But where does that kind of equate back to the hit factory and the hit, back in the 60s in New York, and they're just people writing out music for people to play, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's changed dramatically, right? You have people that are composing, like he said in an earlier show about doing your own recordings and that kind of stuff. So you got musicians now that have taken that, as a way forward. Okay, they're not necessarily looking for a record company to take them on, because that's going to also take on advances that you're going to have to pay back, and you have to figure out what that's all about.
Right.
Okay. But I think that you got independents that are putting their music out there, but it's hard because a lot of the big money's flowing over here, and what's left over here is this big money is for the 15 or 20 acts that are just like killing it, right? And the rest of the money are for the other 5 million that are trying to make a living. Okay.
Yeah.
And so each one of them are trying to get through, and carve out an audience. And that's why some of them are you got to do shows, you got to sell merch, you got to put out records much as you can. Okay. But it's the merch, it's the ticket sales, and it's being on the road. That's going to happen for them. I mean, a band like Robert John and the Wreck, now that they're getting a lot of notoriety, well, that comes after almost 15 years of them slugging it through. Okay.
It's
Right? And they're still trying to get to that point where they don't have to worry about anything because they're not stars. Okay. They're a rising act. Okay.
Yeah, they're well known, but they're not famous.
Right.
So 15 years doing this, and they're considered a rising act.
Yeah,
Okay.
because now they're starting to become more. They're starting to become more known. They have been known regionally. They kill it in Europe. Okay, I mean Europe is so receptive to all this stuff. It's like ridiculous. Okay, but here
I hear they're even more receptive in Asia.
they are.
There you go.
They are.
Yeah, like if you're a booking agent in Asia, you should call me.
Kevin loves rice.
I play authentic Southern rock.
Speaking of Asia,
Well, look at Marty Friedman. Okay. Marty Friedman was what? Who was he with? Megadeth.
Yeah.
Okay. So he lives in Japan. I mean, once he found his place in Japan, they idolize him. Okay. And that's been true for like a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
You always want to go.
And he cuts records and people flock to see him and all sorts of stuff. Jeff Beck, man. Tokyo, Japan go nuts for him. They go nuts for rock. Okay.
Yeah.
speaking of Japan, this is Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku is a character that basically this goes back to Yamaha. They created like vocal synth tech, and they named them gave them names like character names after each voice that they made. And this one, it just became insanely popular. This is like 20 years old. This is not recent.
So the people in the audience, they obviously don't see her.
No, they
or
do.
This,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's on a
since-
screen.
That's a
Oh, it's-
projection, rear
Or it's like a
projection screen.
projection hologram thingy.
oh,
Yeah.
so
in this
there's
case. But
So it's
my
an
point with
anime
bringing this up
character.
is that this can very easily be AI-fied because it's already part of the way there to begin with.
Yeah. That's,
It's all synthesized voice with some real music being made, and some of it's being performed. You can see in the
see
background
band.
as musicians.
Yeah.
But
So it's what you said her name is
Hatsune Miku.
Hatsune Miku. I remember
Miku.
seeing this video. I just
Right
didn't
here.
remember her
Can
name.
you see that?
Hatsune Miku. Well, hello, Hatsune. How you doing? How you doing?
She's hot Sumi.
She's an anime character made by Yamaha.
Pretty much.
So I guess speaking of though, videos and different things, are you interested in doing a song review with us?
Sure.
Okay, so you know how this game is played, right?
I do not.
Okay, so guitar player to guitar player. We'll just leave the drummers out for now because they can't keep up anyway. So we review the song not about whether it's good or bad. I saw that. It's not about whether it's good or bad. It's what is it that makes the song? Is it the riff that makes it a good song, or is it the rhythm that makes a good song?
Okay.
And my scale for deciding that is after the song is over, which part has stuck with me. So this is a band called the Cravens, right? They're out of Orlando, Florida.
West Palm. West Palm.
Oh, West Palm. Oh, that's totally different, but exactly the same.
Yep. Close enough. It's Florida.
And they've got a blindfolded woman as their graphic here.
Strangers to the Truth.
The Cravens from West Palm.
Yeah, so they will be upcoming guests actually. So
They're gonna be here next week, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah, let's go for it.
It's like if Journey played punk.
gets quiet. I don't know why yet. Oh no. I'm always first to be last. I can't live on broken glass. And if you want to leave, I understand. Never wanna be that man again. Oh no. This time there's no excuse. We're strangers to the truth. We keep falling. I get lonely, and you know it. I can't stop it. It keeps going. But when I get up next to you, it gets quiet. I don't know why yet. Oh no. Oh no. Come a little closer, I can't hear you. Stay a little bit longer, let me feel you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Time is no excuse. Strangers to the truth. Time is no excuse. We keep and you know it. I can't stop it. It keeps going. I can't stop it. It keeps going. I can't stop it. It keeps going, going, going. When I get up next to you, it gets quiet. I don't know why. Oh no. Oh no, no, no.
Well, then.
Cool.
So,
Cool song. Heavily layered. Way more tracks on there than it sounds like, I'm sure.
I had to double check that wasn't coming in double because that's what it tricked me at first.
so,
Ed.
yeah, you get the honors.
What do you feel like? Was it the riff or the rhythm that makes that a good song?
For me, I thought it was the groove. Okay, I thought the rhythm was really solid, and it kept you engaged the entire time. It didn't let up. Okay, which is what I liked. Had a bit of a throwback too. I think it had a little bit of psychedelic in there. I just thought it was kind of neat. I thought some of the vocal parts reminded me of something you would hear like from the Fix or something like that. It had that kind of feel to it, especially with how he vocalized and with a little bit of that reverb and delay in his voice gave you that kind of feel. A lot of layering. Okay. How many pieces in their band? Do you know?
I'm not quite sure. Definitely look
I
it
think
up.
on that recording there's like 200.
It's a big band.
But the band itself, they're kind of like a 4-piece, maybe.
Yeah.
All I can tell you is that they crafted a very cool song, and I thought that they had some like really got a little bit epic there at the end, where they had some really big, big sounds coming out of their deal. I liked it. I mean, it's one of the I can see that song. If it came on the radio and I was driving on the road, I'd probably crank it.
That was a good driving song for
So-
sure.
so
Yeah,
you-
definitely a road song.
So you definitely see the song being on the Riffs and Rhythms Spotify playlist for sure, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, all right. We'll
So
we'll
the
go
ba-
ahead and add it. Yeah.
The band is Dennis Ambrose on bass, Bill Meredith, drums and percussion, Bill Storch, acoustic electric guitar, vocals, John Storch, acoustic electric guitar, vocals.
All right.
Well, you know
4-piece
what? They
there,
put on a big sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I was tracking. So let me ask you this, Ed. It is all right. You said rhythm. What was specifically the rhythm part were you picking up on? Mostly, some may say, well, rhythm is specifically, we've talked a lot about this. Is sometimes the guitar or the singing could be the rhythmic part of the song. That's as opposed to just it's always drums or bass.
Well, from a guitar standpoint, they had big chords that they were playing. Okay, and those chords were ringing out, and they were pretty fat.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have, like, let's say a riff. Okay, like. You didn't have that, okay. It didn't have a riff like that, in my opinion. But it did have these big chords and a structure, okay. And then their timing and their rhythm just kept you right on it, okay. It didn't let up. It had a pulse,
Right.
Okay. That's the way that I heard it.
And that's what's the reason why I ask is what I was picking up, and initially I was thinking, again, I always try not to go first the drums and so forth, but there was some very interesting drum parts in there, right? It was part of the driving aspect of what we're talking about. There was that overlying, you guys will be able to explain it better than I can, and maybe that's where the rhythmic part of the guitar, there was a guitar sequence. Then, there was a rhythmic part that kept going. So I guess that would be the rhythm guitar, aspect of it, and ergo go to the rhythm, I guess, right? It wasn't just solely bass drum that drove it. It was bass drum, maybe rhythm guitar.
What I heard first was the drum part. Boom, boom, pa, boom, 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 pa, boom,
right.
pa, boom, boom, pa. And then the bass came in and reinforced that. Boom, boom, ba, 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 ba. And that was the driving force behind the whole thing. And so I'm going to say, it's definitely the rhythm section that makes the song. I mean, is it a rhythm or is it a riff-them? I'm not sure, because the drums, that driving drum beat, kind of like what I would call, if I was going to ask a drummer to play something like that, I would say, like, play jungle drums, with lots of toms and lots of floor toms.
Yep.
And but then the bass line came in and mirrored that exact thing and put some
pattern.
melody to it. So it's them two lockstep. But the other thing that I noticed about this mix is that it was the rhythm section, the bass and the drums were like totally at the bottom end of the spectrum. And then the guitars were out of that space altogether and only in the top end of the spectrum were the guitars. There wasn't even a lot, if there was even any hi-hat in there at all, I didn't notice it much. And which made it so that when the tambourine came in, it was obvious.
Very crisp.
You could hear it.
Very like compared to the drums, it was like and then so it was the guitars alone in the top end and the whole rhythm section alone in the bottom end. And then the voice came and bridged the two.
Yeah.
And rounded it out and tied it all together. It was really a cool effect.
I was definitely picking up a very 80s vibe, like I said, that whether it's the Fix or I was thinking definitely any of those movies from the from the 80s, John Hughes movies.
It was giving me
it's
I would have called it like British Europop. I've kind of heard elements of like the Ramones.
Yeah.
Like I said at the beginning, it was like as if it's as if Journey played punk. It was kind of well developed, but very punkish too. It was a cool song.
Yeah.
They kept it very airy. It was very had that atmosphere in the song. It didn't seem like everything was crushing.
Right.
Right. It much to what you were saying. The guitars are here, drums are here, vocals here.
Everything had a space.
And that space was still there. Okay.
Even though it was in super dense mix parts wise.
Yeah, it was
Dividing
it was
it
clear.
up in the frequency range like that really kind of sparsed it back out.
But they had some good chord choices to go from one different section to another without it being abrupt or anything else. It just was very smooth. It's a well-crafted song, no solos. Okay. Right? So it was all rhythmic, I don't know.
What do you think, Devin?
The thing that stood out to me in particular is what I couldn't stop listening to was the drums also. And I don't know if you want to count drums alone as a rhythm decision on this.
Specifically, that's what they are.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
by itself, I don't know. But I like I don't know if it was just I don't know if this came in post-production decision making or if this was from the start or just like that like doubling up of the drums or like that delay that you hear it again every single time. I kind of love that because it was sort of confusing. Or at least not confusing, but it just
Yeah, it was like the same 8-bar pattern throughout the whole entire song.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was just me, but it kind of seemed like there were parts where drums came back earlier than I expect in parts. Like maybe I was just losing time on it or not. That's the effect the song had on me with that dreamlike,
Yeah.
feeling of it.
Right.
But I have to lean towards, I guess, the rhythm too, just because the drums were the thing that I was most fixated on.
Yeah, the drums were like the glue for that whole thing.
All right. A clean sweep.
And I don't think I even kind of registered bass at all. Like I don't really remember it.
The bass was totally in lock with the drums, like that.
Yeah, so you almost
that
couldn't-
drum sound. You're that drum groove you're hearing. The bass was playing the exact same thing.
So that was your doubling part, probably, Devin. You may be picking up.
But I didn't notice the bass line until like well into the song. It was the drums that had me fixated. But the guitar stuff, the very atmospheric guitars on there, as well as the hard guitar parts, was super cool.
Yeah, the tones were great. Okay.
Yeah, fat sounding mix.
So what do you got there, Devin? You're looking up there, the Cravens, So
No.
anything else to add to them?
Well, I had their site up when I was telling you the makeup of the band, and then I closed it. I can pull it back up.
Sorry, I got it. So, yeah. So, again, all right. So that's a clean sweep.
Cravenmusic.net.
So shows coming up, Northwood Art District. Oh, that's okay. Now that's all previous shows. Never mind. So
Yep,
previous
okay.
shows we'll have to.
Well, their
we'll have to ask
upcoming,
them
their
next
most
week.
important upcoming show is that they are guests on the Riffs and Rhythms podcast.
So they are now part of the illustrious playlist of songs we've reviewed there. So obviously, let's. I assume brothers here, Bill and John Storch, same last names. Would be a real weird coincidence, right? Being in the band together, same last name, but
Everyone
not really.
in the band has to change their last name to Storch.
Yeah, so
They're halfway through the
Larry
list.
Storch. Remember Larry Storch?
No.
You don't remember Larry Storch?
yeah.
F Troop.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. That's what.
And the spot CIA, wasn't he all part of that too? Wasn't there a story about that? Isn't there? Am I right?
No, I don't
No?
know. I don't know. But F Troop was like
Hold on.
what? They were military guys,
Yeah.
right?
70s TV.
Yeah.
Hold on. Now you're gonna make. Oh, now you're gonna make me sin.
Yeah, kids. Believe it or not, there was a YouTube streamed into everyone's house where you didn't get to pick the video. You had to just watch what they gave you.
That's it. 3 channels. You were fine.
Holy crap! He died in 2022.
Who?
Larry Storch.
2022.
99.
Just 99.
Yeah.
That means he was born in 1923? I mean, 1823? No. What?
You're right the first time.
When was he born?
He was born a while ago.
Yeah, way
He
back.
fought in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah, way back.
He was in the way
yes. No, I thought there was a story about him being part of. Maybe I'm mixing up some other game show host. Maybe that's what it was. All right, never mind. I thought he was some other. There's some other game show host that was also a.
An F trooper?
No, a CIA guy or something like that. CIA.
Yeah, his cover is now game show hosting.
Host. Yeah, who would have never thunk that though? Chuck Barris. Okay, never mind.
He was in the CIA?
Oh,
Yes.
Chuck
no, he
Barris.
was not.
It was the Gong
host of the
Yes.
That was
Gong
Gong
Show?
Yes, yes,
Was a
that's-
CIA operative?
I don't
don't
think
think
so.
so.
No,
What
I
do
don't
you
see
mean?
it.
What do you mean you don't think so? Come on, the Wikipedia
What?
says so.
No,
Yeah, Wikipedia says so.
Was Chuck Barris a CIA assassin? There's a possibility.
Oh,
Dangerous
good
Mind
Lord.
producer
in
says.
real life.
Yes, I'm telling you, there was actually a TV show about this. Yeah, or a movie.
And so his witness protection program was national television? Is that
Yeah, because nobody was
what you're
spotting.
saying?
Nobody spotted him on the Danny and Whoopi. You know.
Oh, my God.
Where's the weirdest place you've had made love? That was great.
In the
back
bedroom.
Yeah. Oh, in the yeah.
I'm not sure he was an assassin.
Well,
Hey, it's on the internet, so it's got to be true, right?
Yeah, of course.
So something like that.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
AI overview.
He assassinated the popularity of that show, I can tell you that. That was a great show, though.
No, all that stuff. in
J.P.
this,
Morgan, what did you think about that act? Well, it kind of sucked.
we could do a whole.
Why did you gong him?
We can go on a whole tangent
Because-
about 70s game shows. Man, that was back in the day when definitely was what probably created the Me Too movement.
My high school would do a gong show.
Yeah.
I think I talked about this before, but every year, or maybe it was twice a year, at least once a year during like Spirit Week or whatever, we would have a big festival where all the different clubs and things set up different booths, and class ends early, and basically the school becomes just like a festival ground. All the clubs are doing their own booths to raise money for different things.
Yes.
And one of the big things that they do is a gong show in the auditorium. And it's literally that. Like, if you suck, they hit the gong and you got to get off stage.
There's
It
nothing
was
better
awesome.
for the self-esteem than harsh
Go over to see your-
judgment from
Go over
your
to your
peers.
guidance counselor now.
My favorite. Now, I remember the Gong Show quite well, and they had a thing where the acts had to perform a certain amount of seconds
Right.
before they're allowed to gong them.
Right.
And so, my favorite act of all time is this big dude, like picture like a football player, 6'4", 300 pounds, no fat on him, no, not muscular, but just not round.
Big.
Shows up in a cowboy hat, cowboy boots, and a diaper, playing acoustic guitar, and he walks up and he sings, "It's been lonely in my saddle since my horse died," and then walks off stage. Yeah, like nowhere near the limit before they're allowed to gong you. So he didn't get gonged.
Hey, you didn't.
And so everybody was like, what the hell?
Become ungongable.
He was ungongable.
Get back on the stage so we can gong you.
Did he become the naked cowboy, the guy that plays in
oh my
Times
God.
Square?
Oh my God.
Yeah, perhaps
Is
he
that
did.
that guy? Was it that guy?
Maybe that is either the same guy or someone has
son of.
He was the son of, yes. Inspired
Was that
by.
guy recently was in the papers in the middle of a snowstorm. He's
Right.
out there and
Yeah,
you
in a
know,
diaper and a cowboy hat. Maybe it is the same guy.
could be.
He knew his niche early.
Yeah, got his,
Yeah.
He well, and they all had to give him good marks because they didn't have anything to say bad about him because he didn't give him a chance.
Nope. Came out, did his thing, he was done.
Yeah.
You know.
Of course, it took an extra 5 minutes because they were all laughing hysterically. But yeah, if you can Google that episode, and I don't know why that has stuck with me. It's been lonely in the saddle since my horse died. Turn around and walk off.
Out of here.
I'm like, yeah, I can imagine.
His set list has one song on it. Okay. has his logo and one song.
Yeah, festival personnel love him because he puts the whole festival 50 minutes ahead of schedule.
Oh, jeez.
You should book him because
I should book him. Yeah, we'll get him.
because he helps you.
Get him
give you the
second to last
buffers.
before the headliners.
Wonder what his rider looks like.
You know what time, but yeah, his rider.
Clean diaper,
He was like, I want a horse.
Pampers.
Changing table.
I don't know if you're that big, you ain't fitting on that chain table in those bathrooms.
Huggy's size like 11X.
We gotta here. I'm gonna get a bulldozer for you.
Do you think Shore makes a stage grade changing table?
Yeah, right. I want a changing table that's 4 feet high and has a 400-pound weight bearing capability.
Not it.
Where's the carpenters at when you need them?
So we talked last week. Then we were supposed to come up with a song to jam to since we got all.
We did do that. Oh, and in order to do that, if I'm gonna sing, I've got to refresh my beverage. If you'll give me a moment to make a refrigerator.
While you're doing that, can I actually squeeze one topic in real quick?
Go for it, and then
I wanted to ask you a question because our last show you said something about that you were like top 40 stuff was like your thing at one point. And I wanted to ask, did you mean like a particular era, time frame, or it's just like pop stuff kind of something you're just interested in general?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy, listening to, pop music, popular music, so artists, like Bruno Mars, Michael Jackson, even some of the old ones that I considered like Aretha Franklin, because I really like R&B too. So Aretha Franklin, Al Green, Temptations or whatever. But like Amy Winehouse in recent times. Who was the other one? Ellie King, I think was her name. Okay.
They're like danceable stuff you talked about, right?
Yeah. Adele, Donna Summers. I mean, to me, it wasn't so much the time period as it was the songs and how they affected me. So and that kind of stuff. So I mean the B-52s. I mean all these folks. I mean, to me, it was just like one big party. Okay.
I'm coming up and see
I
next
can
time.
see Ed prance around the stage and some pretty
Rock
girl
Club.
singing, I want some hot stuff, baby, this evening.
or Love Shack.
Pink. Okay. I mean, come on. Pink is like a great talent, man.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. I mean, it's like.
You know, Elle King is Rob Schneider's daughter.
Is that right?
What?
That's true. Yeah.
Rob Schneider being
Saturday Night Live.
Deuce Bigelow.
Jeez.
that Rob. Okay.
Yeah. Elle King is his
Oh,
daughter.
very cool.
Wow.
But any of that stuff that grooves and make you want to dance and all this other stuff, you just can't help it. I find that it makes me happy. It makes me, gives me energy. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you try to translate that to other things that you do. So when I play, I try to be happy. I try to bring those influences in and be happy, and that's what they do for me. Okay.
I started having a theory about, again, rhythmic, humans are rhythmic. Obviously, our hearts beat and so forth, is that everybody has an eternal. Now, again,
That's actually what I forgot I wanted to say about the song we reviewed is the part of the drum beat kind of made me think of a heartbeat.
yeah, and there's that aspect of those natural tones and feelings is that does everybody have a specific internal rhythm that they connect with music?
I think I run at 128 BPM.
So, well, that's that you you should go see a doctor actually if you're running
Yeah,
at
that's
that.
a little high. It should be about half that.
It's just that I like house music.
Well, right.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. There's certain music that hits you with maybe you're not all the time at 128.
Be more like
No.
between 70.
Did you think that's what I meant?
Should be,
Shit,
you
I'd
should be
be
between
surprised you'd be-
70 and 90
Devin,
BPM with your heartbeat.
Yeah, you should be dead then.
128. That's
Yeah.
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 sedative
My
time.
processor's clock speed.
No wonder
Are
you
you
smoke so much
overclocking?
pot. You got to get your heart rate down to something survivable.
That slows them down, actually.
Got a can that's almost empty.
Oh my!
We're gonna turn it into a device.
Oh, there we go. All right,
So, all right. So you guys got your song to jam out to?
we do actually.
All right. So we're gonna
We
do
were
a
talking
little-
about Joe Bonamassa earlier, and we've actually got the Keeping the Blues Alive Joe Bonamassa
That's
poster
right,
over there in the corner.
signed.
You can't see it.
poster,
Yeah,
yes.
signed.
Yeah, we
Did
should.
you
we should
guys
hang
sign
on
that
the wall.
one? Keeping the Blues Alive at Sea.
I can't remember.
Is that the one you were
which
on?
one? Yeah, which one? It is.
Yeah. Except we signed it ourselves. So we didn't get anybody else to sign it.
No, this is one we got at the auction. This is the auction. Yeah,
Although
the-
we did sign. I mean, that was cool. Okay, autograph signing.
Yeah.
Because that was part of the structured thing
Right.
on the cruise. So
take a look at it.
all the artists there were 2 sessions, so they cut how many, half of the artists would be in one session, the other half would be the other session, and the idea was for people to walk around and get your autograph. They signed the posters. That was very cool. Okay.
There it is. Did Jake and those guys sign that one? Ed's
March 2025.
Okay, we did 24, so we're the year before.
okay. Sounded good, Ed. That's the first time we featured Paul Robertson on any musical instrument. Good job, Paul.
Everybody give him a round of applause, please.
So funny story about that song. I heard the version of that song from Live at the Beacon Theater album. And I'm like, oh, because like sometimes a song will just grab you, you know, and that song grabbed me. I'm like, oh man, this song is epic. I've got to perform this song. I'm going to learn it after I go to the Jake Walden show. So I go down to see you guys play it, and you guys played it. And I'm like, damn it.
Oh, somebody else is doing it. I
They're already doing that. I can't do that song. But then,
Ed, you want a little more?
Please.
but then I'm like, I like it too much. I got to be able to play it too. At the risk of sounding like a copycat. You need some ice in there, though.
I do.
We're going to have to ice them up.
All right, we'll be right back.
I'll go ahead and put ice in that thing without a warrant.
You know, it's fun. Acoustic, man. Acoustic makes you change how you play.
It makes you change up how you play. You like a lot of things that work when there's a whole band bashing away don't work in acoustic.
Yeah.
And so it forces you to kind of
Thank you, sir.
you know, chill out in a way, and you derive power from an opposite direction on an acoustic version.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting.
I give a lot of kudos to those players that can go out there as a single, okay, a solo act, and go out there and just, you know, play for people for 3 or 4 hours. You know, that takes.
It's a thing because you can't just look at the bass player when you make a mistake and then blame them. You gotta actually own it.
I mean, those folks are. I think to me, those folks are special because, man, to do it on your own. You got the songs, it's just you, the instrument, the microphone, that's it.
Well, again, it's an honor to perform with you, man.
Oh, dude, I feel the same way about you, bro.
No, thanks.
Cool. So this is becoming a thing, maybe.
We're doing it more and more. We've gone like 123 episodes without uttering a note of music. And now here we are starting to do it all the time.
Hey, it, you know, adds a nice little element to it.
Yeah.
It does. It does.
What are they like what do they call it? Tiny desk NPR kind of thing? This is like
what,
tiny
we got
studio.
We gotta have a tiny something.
Yeah.
Somebody around here probably has a tiny something.
I was about to say, we already got that covered.
Yeah.
We'll jam everybody in that little tiny bathroom that we have over there. But
Oh yeah, tiny bathroom concert.
That's a good idea.
And at the end of the finale for every song will be flush. To flush or not to flush.
You know, I actually worked with a couple of people and submitted something to that
I love
tiny,
the fact
tiny
that
disc.
the sound of flushing reminds him of
like,
some
oh,
musical
yeah.
stories.
I gotta go to the bathroom later.
Oh, you submitted to the tiny desk.
We didn't make it, okay, but it was a lot of fun putting it together and that kind of stuff.
Hey, you know what? Send us to the tiny toilet, and then we'll or what we just
Tiny
call it?
desk, tiny desk.
tiny bathroom.
That's what we should do, tiny toilet concerts.
That's it. Yeah, that's right. We'll have everybody come.
Might have
jam
good
sticking
acoustics.
Yeah,
in
well, we'll
there.
cram the whole band into a portal.
Yeah,
Ed.
that's right.
Big old Marshall stack in there would be great. Okay.
So we'd originally, Ed, we were always like, well, we didn't want to do like a performance and show and jam and so forth, and then because we just wanted to kind of hang out and whatever. But it's kind of starting to grow a little bit, and it's like, you know what? Yeah, this is actually kind of cool and adds a little different element to, you know, the whole reason why we're all hanging out together.
Well, you're talking music, you know, you're listening to music, and you're critiquing music, and you might as well play some music.
Yeah,
And, you know,
for sure.
this is a music show.
Maybe
Yeah.
we could have some of the viewers like review our performances. Was it the riff
I
or the
like
rhythm
that.
that made that?
I like
What we
that.
should do is tell listeners to make their own intro music for us. We play it, and then we tell them how bad it or good it is.
That's-
Oh my!
But
Actually, that's a very good idea.
But seriously, though, we've talked about that. About the intro to the show is, either
It's
we
outdated. We need a new one.
we either need to have our
We
own.
did update it a little bit recently, which it looks good, but or maybe I just haven't watched the intro in a long time.
I it's probably haven't watched in a while.
Maybe somebody make you an
skipped through
AI
that.
song.
No, oh no.
As long as it's
that's fighting
as
words
long as-
there now.
Well, we promote Florida music, so that server better be in the state of Florida.
I hear you.
Florida bot.
CPUs,
Florida bot gets
fresh and
arrested.
grown CPUs in Lakeland.
Florida bot saves dog from alligator in backyard.
So, but yeah, either that's a good idea, Devin. Is either we should ask for a submission, a new song, maybe a new intro clip song for the show, and submission, and have people become part of the show, or we should actually come up with our own song, or we could just come up with you just put your own music.
I have a great idea that I'll tell you off air.
Okay, yeah.
I just got an awesome idea.
Yeah, there's another thing too that we've talked about in the past about probably would be fun to do. It'd be maybe a little bit easier than trying to put the music festival together. Is the Riffies, like our version of the Grammys or award shows.
What about the rhythmies?
We can whatever
We can have them separate,
The
so that the
rhythmies,
drummers
the
and guitar
rhythmies.
players don't have to try and be in the same room.
Somebody writes a song for you, open your show. You got to pick a winner.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah,
They'll- Hopefully they're in the state. You bring them here, or you interview them
Oh,
remotely.
they have to be in the state, or else they can't.
Yeah, that's right.
You
They have
can't
to
do
be.
it. You got to be.
But
Yeah,
if you
Florida.
want to interview them, stuff you can do it either remotely. You do it here.
and
but
we
yeah,
haven't. That's the one thing we haven't gotten to yet. Is every guest and every episode we've had has been in person.
in the room.
I don't know if to say we pride ourselves. It's just the way that it's a different vibe, right?
Right.
We do know at some point we will have to cross that bridge probably as we grow and so
it's going to
forth.
be hard. We're going to be hard pressed to run out of Florida musicians within driving distance of Jupiter, Florida.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there's so many great ones.
Yeah, the Brothers Within came down from Daytona. They came down
Okay.
cruised on down here and did, and Mark came a little further south, and even Apostoli, I think he's a little further.
He's from
south.
Miami.
Yeah, so
There are people that will be willing to come. Okay. Yeah, it's an interesting show, so they want to be here.
We have fun doing it, and we don't really care if anyone likes it. I just
Yeah.
really have such a blast doing this podcast.
You do what you love, and it catches on.
yeah. Well, I 100% agree. I think we're now into our third year, 126 episodes or whatever it is, and
Yeah. It would be what third year would be 100 and
yeah. So October,
156
September
episodes.
of this year will be a full 3 years. 2023, we started this.
yeah, we
and
have not taken a week off in 3
we
years.
put new episodes every week.
Every single week.
Every week.
Every week, yeah.
Every week.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So and we've done some shows solo or without guests, and some with guests, and
I had to not show up one time because he just went on without me.
you got to move on, right? You can't let you got to get.
What was I doing? I was probably at Bike Week or something.
It might have been, yeah, maybe.
Possible.
It was
And I
about
almost
this,
made it. I was like, I passed out right outside the door. I was like, ugh.
It was it probably was about it was about this time last year because Ellie filled in. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. Ellie was here with me. I was here with Ellie, or did she come back the next week?
She came back next week. Remember we did the episode with Brad's takeover or something like that.
I have no idea what's going on.
And then Ellie was with our DJ violinist.
Well,
So,
Okay.
yes, yeah.
okay. You did a show with I think was Brad Brock
Mm-hmm.
with you. And who was your guest? I think it was Sally Maple.
Fox Maple.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
That was
yeah.
a good episode.
Yeah. So Brad was our guest. Sally, or Fox. Sorry,
I wasn't
Fox.
here for that one. I missed. Was I there?
I think yeah.
I missed.
That's right. Yeah,
I
Brad
missed
was here.
two.
Fox was on. Yeah, right. She was the guest, and Brad was
And then
here.
didn't Mike Farrow guest for me one time?
That's correct.
So I've missed 3 episodes.
Yeah. So when do I get to take a little break here, bro? Yeah. When do I get to not have to show up?
I don't know. Whenever you
Yeah,
want.
you know. Yeah, I can take
Get
a
the
break.
fuck out of here.
Okay, sure. Let's see you. Bye, Felicia.
I don't think you can.
No, Paul is
They have a
actually
set of keys.
Paul is actually the backbone of this whole operation. He really makes this thing happen.
They have a set of keys. They can
buys
they
the
come whenever they
sandwiches
want.
and
right?
everything.
So-
You leaving the whole thing goes to hell in a handbasket.
Oh,
Yeah.
Look at these. Look at who I'm working with here. There has to be an adult in the room.
I know. What kind of janky thing is this where there's a drummer running the whole deal? It's embarrassing.
So no, these guys, no, I've enjoyed like working with these guys. Oh, I told this story. This kind of came up. I was talking to the owner or the manager or something. Apologies, I'm forgetting exactly where.
You guys are tight, obviously.
Rock House Live.
Oh, the new place in Jensen.
Right, Emilio. So I talked to Emilio recently, told him who we are, what we do, and blah, blah, blah. And he had asked, like, hey, we're getting there soon. If you guys want to come up and do the podcast there up on the little perch thing. I said, all right, well, I'll talk to the guys about maybe we could film an episode of at Rock House, getting a little sneak peek action and getting in there. And he's got some big ideas and plans. And I said,
I've been following them on Facebook.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, I've been kind of keeping track. When are you guys opening? Obviously, construction stuff and permits and things and, all that going on. But
So we're talking about
and he knew the name of the show. He knew, he goes, oh, yeah, I was, Mandalay Bay has a lounge called that. I go, well, that's exactly where we stole the name from was the
We did not steal anyone's name.
Borrowed, allegedly.
We are using a totally different name.
And spelled differently.
The licensing.
Riff with one F.
Lawyers from Mandalay Bay want to talk to you.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Yeah,
But yeah, they're rebuilding.
You've reached a non-working number.
They're rebuilding that elevated tiki bar that was out. It was most recently called, I think, the Gin Mill.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
On Jensen Beach Boulevard, right there, just a block north of the roundabout on A1A in Jensen Beach. And then before that, it was called something else.
Yeah, I only remember
It's
it was
been a few things.
the gin mill. That's all I that's all I remembered it as. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, cool spot.
Yeah, right there. In,
I actually worked with Quiet Riot in that room.
really. So, and that's kind of what he's looking for is to draw in is some of the bigger tiered. I was like, well, it's great because a lot of places are starting to close, right? Matthews Brewing.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like, hey,
But I guess he felt he had a good run or something.
Yeah, I guess if you reach a certain age, like, hey, I'm good, and just walk away. And there's quite a few pipers, and we've talked about pipers also that they're trying to relocate or something, and just it's
Again?
I wonder
down in Pompano. Yeah,
I wonder if they'll stay open.
Which one?
Matthews Brewery.
It's getting harder and harder for clubs because drinking is less in style than it used to be, and the
We're doing our
vaping
part.
lounges that they have now are not band oriented, so it's like a big shift in the nightclub scene.
Yeah, like you said about the DJing, right? It's a different kind of. People are still going out, right? And that's why we lean on Devin to give us the what are the young people all about?
Yeah, the younger generations, the younger music fans aren't as down for the live entertainment, the live bands. Used to be, bands would play.
Depends on
5 nights
who you're talking
in
about.
a row, like regional cover bands would go to a city and play in a club. Wednesday they would do an acoustic set, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday they would play full band. And it was before the internet even. And the reason why they did that is because of the expense of driving a truck all over town, and also for the advertising. People would be there on Wednesday and say, "Oh, you got to come back tomorrow. There's a great band playing at the XYZ club," And then every night the crowd would be bigger, and then they'd go to the next city and do the same thing. Now it's like you don't even get to play 2 nights in a row.
I think you're right that on a mainstream level, the younger crowd doesn't quite have the same appreciation, but definitely within the music scene, the young people do definitely value the live.
Those are
bands.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of a dichotomy. Like there's that one crowd that like switches the song when it gets to their favorite line, and then then there's the other crowd that actually appreciates music on the whole and wants to see it made live.
Well, I can tell you this, that my cousin, his son, Max is a bassist, and he's worked with us on a couple of fly gigs and stuff. And Max is a young cat, too. He's like Jake's age. And he has a band up in New York called Blanket Approval. Okay. And they'll play,
That's a great name. That's got so many connotations.
They got a great T-shirt, too. And They're just young. You know, I can't say that it's punk, or I can't say that it's that it's like any sort of like, you know, really hard rock kind of music, but it has that smoothness to it. You know, they're talking about, you know, very cool things. It's very young, okay? And we went to see them in Tampa when they came down here, and my wife and I drove up. And I tell you what, the place was packed, all young, okay? So it's there, okay? It's just not as visible as we would like to see, I think, okay?
Yeah, everything's so segmented.
I think we just need to seek it out and see what it's all about.
Yeah.
Okay. So that, you know, and go outside of the world that we know and see what's in their
stuff.
world. You know.
Yeah, start coming to the shows that I invite y'all to, huh?
I mean, seriously, we should. I mean,
I would love to come to your shows.
Paul's laughing.
I'm normally, you know, trying to pay my bills with the concerts that I've got booked for myself. But I would love to come to your stuff.
My parole
that's-
officer won't let me out of Palm
that's-
Beach County more
yeah.
than once a month.
Yeah, I tried to come to one of your shows, but this thing on my ankle started lighting up, and then anyway, I'm just kidding.
tracking your every move. Okay.
Oh, we're clipping that.
That's, you know, my whole life I've wanted to be a musician that was booked all the time, way out, and now that I am, I'm like, well, I've just lost my freedom. I can't go and see my friends because I'm on stage at the same time as them. You know, it's a two-edged sword. And so, like Tracy, we were talking about Tracy. She's recognizing the phenomenon. She's like, you've got people that you haven't seen in years that you say are dear friends. Like, I don't get that. I'm like, but they are. It's like they're on stage every time I am, so I never get to see them. Doesn't mean, you know, like when the value of my friendship doesn't decrease over time. Right. You know, it's like it's a rare treat to get a chance to see people that I consider peers and friends. Mm-hmm. And it's like you don't even like I've been with you for almost 3 years. I'm like I've never even heard that person's name. Right. Like who the heck is this? You say they're your friend. Like that doesn't even make sense to me. And then like Vinny Bo came to see Vinny Bo came to see me do my solo at the Pie Hole, and it was like, you know, oh, my drinking buddy, you know, Vinny and I, we've done a lot of drinking together.
I haven't seen Vinny Bo in a while. He did a couple of shows with us. I mean, not with Jake, but when I had my dance band with Janelle, he filled in, and because he was also playing with his chemistry band. Okay, and he was just like really so good. He was so. Gonna say he was like a happy guy, right? He's
got a laid back, happy vibe.
He just does. He smiles. He has a great time, and it's just like one of those guys that he was a great hang. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But he can play drums like
he can. He can do the boom and the pap in the right order.
Dude, guy was badass, and he can sing.
He sings. Yeah, he sings great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So we got a song we reviewed. We jammed on a song. We talked music. I think we've hit all the remarks here.
No, it feels like there's something we haven't done.
So we're
What are we got? Do we have can we do another tale from the road?
You want to give another story from the road, or just shout out?
We didn't do a shout out.
Yeah,
Ed did not do a shout out. That's what it is.
MVP shout out. So is there somebody in the music community here you want to kind of give a shout out, recognize somebody you like, hey, they've helped me out, or like you just kind of want to
somebody important to your musical journey.
Right.
Yes. Okay. There has been. Who has been very helpful to me is Gary Frost. Okay. He had a lot of blues jams or different types of jams.
Is it Jack's brother?
Huh?
Is that Jack's brother?
No.
Jack Frost?
Not Jack Frost.
Okay.
Gary Frost.
Gary Frost is
Jack
Jack's
Frost,
brother.
the other guy. He is?
Is he?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going by you. You tell me.
I don't know. It sounds the same last name. So
I think you're sure. I think you're holding out. I think you're holding information.
I do know Jack, but not Jerry.
Oh, you don't know Jack. No, okay.
I say it all the
Come
time.
on, you set me up. Okay. God's sakes. But Gary was very helpful because I actually sat and took lessons from Gary for a couple of years in more recent times.
Okay.
Because Gary, man, I'm stuck. Okay. And he helped me get through that. So Gary I thought was influential and helpful. And there have been others. I mean, people help you in different ways. Okay. With him, I sat down and had lessons. With others, you sit down and they just talk to you and they say, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? This sounded good. This didn't sound good. Maybe you want to tweak this instead of that. Okay. And so now there's a number of people here that and people that I would recommend. I thought that was the question was, who would you go see today? This and the other thing. I mean, bands today that are local that I really, 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 really like. The Enablers. Okay. I think those guys are very interesting. Okay. They play some great songs. I love Greg Sherman as a guitar player. He's and Andy Colville on drums and Steve Dunlap and Brett Steele. Brett Steele has a nice presence on stage, got a great singing voice. Their song selections are very cool. Okay. I really like the Lunatics. Okay. Okay. I think those guys, bring something a little bit different. I like their take on certain songs and how they, rearrange them or record them. In some case, you take a major song is in a major key, they turn it to minor, and it just sounds completely different.
And very engaging with the crowd, right? Where's the blue chicken? It's a more.
Yeah. I love Sally. I think Sally's great. I love what's his name? Her husband or her Frank Bang. Okay. I can't get enough of that. Bringing kick-ass Chicago blues energy that he throws out there. Okay. It's just like one rumble after another. Okay. That to me trips my trigger. Okay. If I want to see a blues band, I want to see them. Okay. They're just killer. Okay. And that's, who I think, to me right now, if they're around town, I want to go see them. There are others I know, like solo acts, like Abby Owens, okay, with her voice and stuff like that. Woman's incredible, and she's an incredible guitar player. Okay, she developed her own style.
Yeah.
Okay, very percussive, very whatever. Though she's very cool like that. I really dug Apostolic Floyd. Okay. Because I kind of like all that guitar riffing and all that shit.
Guitar
who does
stuff
it?
is good.
Okay.
Lots of guitar is a good thing.
Dave Scott and Restless Shots. I think those guys are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Dave Scott's a
Dave was an
wonderful
amazing
guitar
guitar
player. Peter George is an amazing bassist.
Yeah, love those
Okay.
guys. Brian Cunningham on drums, just a monster.
Oh
All
yeah,
of them.
Brian Hill. Yep. Who's the other guy in guitar? What's his name again? He had a second guitar. It's Dave Scott.
I don't know.
Yeah, his other guitar player plays mainly a Les Paul type.
I haven't seen him with a second guitar. I've seen him with Mike
solo.
Hankins on keyboards. but I
Well,
haven't-
Mike Hankins played with us for a short while too.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Yeah, Mike. I've known Mike for eons. Awesome player.
Lefty Hathaway.
Oh, yeah.
Hathaway.
Lefty.
Okay. I think that they bring some cool vibes.
Yeah, Lefty's great.
Okay. His guitar player, I can't think of his name, but boy, I tell you what, we did a show with them. Was it at IBC? Yeah, it was at IBC when we competed. And his guitar player, his guitar crept out on him, But
Who played with Lefty that day?
Is
That was at
Pete?
Hop Life.
Is that Pete?
that was at Hop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hop Life.
Was it Pete Quigley?
Could have been. I'm not
I
sure.
think it might
I'm
have
bad
been.
with names, But he was excellent. Only one of his pickups were working on his guitar.
I think that was Pete.
Okay, so he had to compensate for it. But boy, I tell you what, the guy was one tasty player.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pete's good.
You know, Steve Belanda on guitar.
Yeah.
Oh,
mean,
yeah. Everybody's favorite blues
I
guitar
mean,
player. around
he's
here.
a monster. Okay, he's nuts. Okay,
Always
Love
plays. The thing about Stevie B is that from moment one, he is all the way in the depth of the zone.
yeah.
Like he just turns it on and he's all the way there. It's like, I don't know how the fuck he does it.
These guys got the best blues face of anybody in town.
Yeah.
I got to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Him and Hawk.
Yeah, him and Hawk, the two of them, they were guests together and then they're
Oh, that was a
Oh, I saw that episode.
they're a powerful
That was
team,
really
those
good.
guys.
Yeah. No, they do. They make a good team. Okay. Steve is a guitarist. Oh,
And Steve plays his father's guitar,
that's
which is like a 1964 Strat. It's like one of the holy grail instruments of all time. And it belongs in that guy's hands. He's magic.
he is. He is.
he's just
Yes.
just down the street, right? We always talk
He
about
works.
it.
He's work. George's Music is
Yeah,
right
he's
down.
still there,
down
yeah.
the way he's there.
Yeah.
So,
He's just incredible. He's just badass. He's got a lot of vocabulary on that. Those
Oh, yeah.
fingers,
Playing with
man.
Steve, it's just like, wow, I thought I had some blues licks, man. This guy's making me look bad.
Yeah, he makes us all look bad, so
Yeah.
don't feel bad.
But he draws you up to his level. Like it takes a few bars, but then you can like get there. It's so cool.
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just so many. I just love the local scene. I just love everybody.
Yeah.
I love what they do because they're playing music. Okay, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They play music. They try to make people happy. I mean, what else? What else can it be?
It's an honor to be able to utilize the gifts that we've been given musically and improve the lives of people in the audience, even if it's just for a few moments or a few hours.
I think music is important. Okay, I think it's important. I think it's a unifier. I think it's universal. I think that everybody should listen to as much music as they can. They'll feel a lot better. Got a bad day? Listen to a little Vivaldi, a little classical, chill. Okay. Had a good day? I don't know. Throw on some Motley Crue. Okay.
All right.
I mean,
sometimes it happens.
it's there
Yeah.
because all of your emotions and stuff you can find them in music.
Yeah.
Okay? And it can whatever. And that sounds a little out there, but at the end of the day, nothing makes you feel, at least to me, nothing makes you feel better to be alive than listen to music.
Amen. For sure.
Music is the great inspirator, if that's
it.
even a word.
I hear you, Ed, because I can go from all over the place in the course of a day, different music, and whether it's listening to, I realize I'm like, man, the band I realized I want to be in is that has horns and things, and it's just like there's something about that. It's like, let me listen to the Rubber Band Man on the way to work. I'm like, yeah, I'm in a good mood, and maybe on the way home and road raging and listen to Slayer.
I hear you. Shoot, man.
Yeah.
I'll throw on some Commodores and listen to some of their stuff. Okay. Some little bit of funk. Okay.
We played at Arts Fest a while back, and Art, the sound guy, had some.
Is that his fest?
I asked him, I was like, Art, how'd you get your own fest? Like, you do sound here every year. Like, what's the deal? But he was playing, and I need to call him back and ask him. But he was playing a band. It was a lesser known band, a contemporary of Earth, Wind, and Fire, and it sounded like Earth, Wind, and Fire and Funkadelic at the same time, and it was amazing. I got to text to Art and listen to that because it was just plain amazing. And I know if I said the name, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I heard of them," but I can't think of the name at the moment. I got to text Art. Maybe he'll text us during this episode. He'll text me back during this episode.
So it was a song he was playing over the
It was the break music for the entire day. It was like
Earth, Wind, and Fire meets Commodores.
No, Earth, Wind, and Fire meets Funkadelic.
Funkadelic.
Trash piece. Anyway,
So, but well, cool. So yeah, it's had a blast. It's here tonight.
same.
Yeah, for hanging out, and like I said, this is what the show has always been about: is getting a chance to hang. We kind of like Kevin said, we selfishly love doing the show, even if for our own benefit, or could we get to hang out with friends of ours, talk music, jam a little bit, have a little drink, and you just again talk through the conversation about things that are like Kevin just said, having the opportunity to perform music for people, and music gives a little bit of something into people's daily lives.
It does. Okay. And there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot we talked about here, but there's so much more.
Oh yeah, for sure. About. Yeah. Well, hey, where we're at, so you can come in anytime.
Open
and hang
license.
Out.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Come in and crash, you guys.
Just make sure. You make sure you bring the wine bottle opener next time, right?
Man, I thought I had
Admission
it.
is a corkscrew.
I'm going to have to run an investigation where that thing went off to. Okay. Somebody's got my cork thing.
Attention officers.
John Walsh.
Ed used to have a corkscrew in his car at all times.
Now it's gone.
It's gone.
I need some assistance here.
Yes.
Better fingerprint that car. So a pleasure hanging out here with you tonight, and definitely check out. You can follow Jake Walden Band website, and the show's coming up here. Track all that. And obviously, the show's coming around in town.
So if somebody wanted to check out what the Jake Walden Band is doing online, how would they do that?
Well, you can check the website at www.thejake.waldenband.com.
TheJakeWaldenBand.com.
And you can find us also. We have our own Pandora station, Jake Walden Band, Pandora. Same thing with Spotify. You'll find us on all the music platforms, whether it's Apple or Amazon or whatever. But yeah, YouTube, we have a YouTube channel and stuff like that.
Cool.
There are videos out there from a company like Dat Flies, who recorded us, playing at the Biscuit and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Great guy. And but I would say you can stream music from Spotify. That's probably like everybody's go-to.
Yep.
Whatever. But yeah, check us out. I mean, I'm sorry that we're not here locally, but we will get back locally.
Yeah. So if you need a gunslinger for hire, hit Ed up. He'll fill in for you. So
A guitar slinger.
I like Gunslinger a lot better, man.
Gunslinger has a lot more legal ramifications.
Dude, we're
Gunslinger does.
hello, we're in Florida, so it's okay.
Nah.
Open carry.
Gunslinger, no.
You walk around with
It's
your guitar.
open carry, not open shoot.
You carry your guitar around. I'm open carrying.
Open season. What should the open season be? in
Duck
Florida
season,
right now?
wabbit season, duck season,
Duck
wabbit
season,
season.
rabbit season.
So so you've got a
If
bunch
you
of
listen
shows.
to the news,
yeah.
it's illegal alien season.
Oh boy. Yeah. Okay.
You guys were awesome, and it was an honor to be here with you guys.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Ed, for being willing to indulge us in our debauchery. Oh, look at you. You're so far behind. Mine's empty.
But you guys, man, I got to go slow.
Yeah, that's okay. Respect, man. You know your limits, and you should follow them. My limits are the fact that I got to have something to toast Paul with, or else we can't end this episode.
Yes, right.
And what do you got in there, Paul? You got some cruising?
I've got cruising, blackstrap.
Cruising
I
rum?
finally started drinking it because I've got past my dry January and I'm trying to catch up. So as
Trying to make up for lost time.
yeah, as Devin called it, wet. It was wet February last month. So
Yeah. Yep. And actually, on February 1st, he put on the video and he said, "Welcome to February, dear. It's wet February.
welcome to the jungle."
It's wet February.
Yep. So thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Riffs and Rhythms Podcast. I'm Paul Robertson.
And I'm Kevin McLoughlin.
See you next time. Cheers.
Woo.